Hello everyone and welcome to I Know You Know, your one-stop knowledge sharing platform for all things careers, life after high school, as well as opportunities that are available to you. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. As you've seen already, the title is University Registration. This video is especially important for those that will be doing registration for the very first time, or those that are wondering what registration is and could be preparing to go register. By the time this video comes out, some of you will have already registered, but some institutions might have not been complete yet with their registrations. In this video, I'll be covering what registration is, how late registration works, what are the problems that you might face, and how and where to get help, and any other extra information that is relevant for those that will be registering, especially those that will be registering for the very first time. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. So first and foremost, what is registration exactly? So registration is the process through which you actually sign up to do the courses that you'll be doing for the upcoming year. It happens at the beginning of the year, and it's not just done by people that are doing first year. It's actually done by everybody who will be in the university, because everyone does need to sign up for the courses that they'll be doing for that year, so that the university can also know how many people will be doing a specific course and how to actually allocate resources across the university. Now, contrary to what the name suggests, it does sound like it's the very first thing you do, but actually this happens after you've even accepted your offer. So usually if it is your first year, you will have applied for the university the year before, and then you will actually accept your offer either around the time that you applied, when they do revert back to you, or after your final matric results come out, you'll have the opportunity to accept your offer. But until you register, you are not officially a student for that upcoming year in that university. And so registration is the official process where you actually do sign up and say, I'm going to do this specific degree, and this year, these are the modules that I'm registering for. So how does registration work? You can actually register in two ways depending on your institution and the time. So how does one register? So after you've accepted your offer at the university of your choice, you should keep an eye on your email, because they will be sending details of when registration will be happening. Now, some institutions do have online registration that you can actually do by yourself using a computer and internet, and just going on to the website of the university. Now, for this, you would need to follow whatever instructions they do give in those emails that tell you that you can register online. Now, for this online registration, it is a little bit tricky if it is your first year. Registering online is especially advisable for people that are doing second year and onwards, or people that are doing very structured degrees. This is because during the registration process, as I've mentioned, that's where you actually would choose some of the modules you're going to do. Now, if you're doing a degree or going to study in a degree that, one, you're not sure of, or not entirely sure what it entails, or it's a degree where you have to mix and match, pick a lot of options in terms of the courses that you're going to do, and maybe even decide if you want to major in some of them at a later stage and so forth. All of that can be complicated, and doing online registrations, you may not have the necessary assistance to be able to make those decisions from an informed perspective. Whereas the second way of registering is in person. This is where you actually go into the university, and usually they will get someone who will help you to register. So it's a one-on-one conversation with whoever that they've hired to help complete that process. Usually it's older students sometimes. Other times it is the faculty, staff members that do assist with registration. And so in this type of registration, what helps is that you actually are speaking to someone, and you can ask them questions and clarify anything that you are not familiar with or clear about. So two important things happen for you to register. The first one is that you need to pay a registration fee. You can look at this as the first portion of your school fees for the year. Some universities can waiver this, not necessarily waiver it in the sense that you don't pay it, but they can actually compile it with your university fees that you would then pay at a later stage. This means that you would still be able to register without necessarily having paid the registration fee. However, other learning institutions do not allow you to register unless you have paid the registration fee. So please familiarize yourself with the protocol and how the university that you are going to actually does things, because if you do not have registration fee, you may not be able to register. The second thing that will happen during your registration, and I've alluded to it, is that you will be choosing your subject or modules or courses depending on the institution. They are referred to differently across different institutions. So you'll be choosing your courses or modules during the registration process. Now, if you're not sure about it, like I said, rather go to the in-person registration so that you can get assistance. Secondly, you can also consult your faculty prior to the registration process, where you can actually speak to a faculty staff member who will help you. Or thirdly, you can just subscribe to I Know You Know, and they will help guide you. Wink, wink. Those are the two important things that do happen during the registration process. So what are late applications and late registrations? So if you didn't get into your degree of choice the first time you applied, but it so happens that there are extra spots, the university may actually open up for late applications. Now, the reason this happens sometimes is that, remember that when you apply, especially if you do apply to multiple learning institutions, which we do advise, by the way, so that you don't put your eggs in one basket. Please do apply to multiple learning institutions so that if in case they don't accept you at one of them, you can still go to the other one. But anyway, so when you apply to all of these, and for argument's sake, let's say they all accept you, they will be under the assumption that you will be coming into the program in the institution. So each institution will count you as part of the class of that year that's going to do that specific degree that they have accepted you for. However, it is only after registration where they are actually sure of the numbers. Because imagine if you were accepted by 3 universities, you obviously can't go to all of them. And so you are going to pick one and go to that one. So the other 2 that you did not pick will only see after registration that you did not take your place that they had reserved for you in accepting you for the program. Therefore, when they do realize that there are extra spots in each program, they then can open up for late application. Now, with late registration, on the other hand, this is if you miss the mainstream registration that happens at the first time, either because of fees or because you are part of the late application cohort, you would then need to apply for late registration. Now, this can come with a fee, but you just need to align with your faculty. Your faculty is your degree's home. So you get Faculty of Commerce, Faculty of Law, Faculty of Science, Faculty of Engineering, and so forth. And so you can align with your faculty how late registration actually works for your institution, or you can go to your student enrollment center for assistance. So let's move on into some of the miscellaneous questions that you might have about the registration process. So the first one is, would you need to pay registration if you're funded by NSFAS? Usually, if you have a scholarship or a funder such as NSFAS, you do not need to pay registration, as that is covered in your fees. However, just find out what kind of proof your university actually needs, because at times they may need you to prove that you were accepted by a specific bursary or a specific funder such as the NSFAS, and therefore that proof will then count to prove that your registration fees will be paid for by this fee payer, or by your fee payer, which is either NSFAS or a bursary at a later stage. The second issue that you might have, or question that you might have, is what if you do not have funds to pay for your registration? So firstly, as I've mentioned earlier, some universities do waiver the registration fee and they add it to your school fees that you can then pay at a later stage. So in this case, you wouldn't need to worry if you don't have the registration fee at that time. For other institutions, some SRCs actually do raise funds to help pay for students' registration fees. So familiarize yourself with the student groups that are on your campus or at your university so that you can get this type of assistance if this is what you need. In extreme cases where you aren't able to get any assistance on campus, you may need to ask friends, family members, local businesses from the town that you're from, or even open or start a crowdfund on social media. A lot of people have been able to raise such funds through these methods, so do not panic about it and do not feel like you are a burden to people when you are asking for funds. Not everybody has the necessary resources to go into school, but that shouldn't stop you from being able to access education. So please try out everything that's within your grasp to raise registration fees. If you are going the crowdfunding route, some tips would be to film a video of yourself, introducing yourself and telling the people on social media what you're passionate about and why you want to study the degree. This will help them connect to you and get to know you a little bit better. And this will also help them be at ease about contributing funds to your crowdfund. And remember, crowdfunding does not necessarily need people to contribute thousands and thousands at a time. People can contribute any small amount, but when a lot of people do contribute, it does add up and can actually end up covering your registration fees. If this is the route that you're going for, please tag us on social media and we will also retweet or recirculate your crowdfunding request videos so that other people can actually see them. If you feel like you still need assistance after watching this video, don't panic and be kind to yourself. Remember that you are doing this for the first time, and so there is no expectation for you to know everything already when you first get to the university. If you are not yet at the university, some of the resources you can reach out to is obviously I Know You Know. You can ask any question in the comment section of all our videos. We will answer you. Secondly, you can also ask on our Instagram page, which is I Know You Know. The link will be in the description box as well. But in terms of university-specific resources, if you're not yet at the campus, you can reach out to your official university on their pages on social media. They usually are quite active and you can get a lot of your queries attended to through the university pages, whether it's the university page or your SRC or even some political parties on campus. They usually are quite active on social media, and don't feel scared to reach out to them because they are there to serve you. The other thing you can do is also follow past students that have posted about the university before. This might help you be familiar with the space a little bit, and then just to get to understand a little bit of what you can expect. Some people have filmed vlogs on YouTube. Other people have posted about the experience on social media. So feel free to also reach out to such students or people because their content might actually help equip you with the knowledge of where you are about to go. If you are already on campus, you can actually then reach out to people that usually are wearing their t-shirts that says, I'm here to help, especially on registration days or in the first couple of weeks when they know that there are new students. Universities usually do hire some older students to actually be around campus and assist the new students around. So please look out for these people. Secondly, you can go to the buildings, any reception, and ask questions there. People are typically willing to help, especially in the early time of the year, because they know a lot of people are new in this space and may not necessarily be familiar with the campus. But you can ask them where you need to go for registration or where the venue is that they said you must go register. And lastly, if you hear words that you don't know during the registration process, don't be embarrassed to ask for clarity. They might talk about things like acknowledgement of debt or tutorials or faculty. Maybe you might not be familiar with these words. Don't be scared to ask. No one expects you to know everything. So please do take the opportunity to ask. This is not the one time, because you can actually definitely and should be asking questions throughout your year in university. But of all times, at this point, at the beginning of the year, a lot of people have a lot of tolerance, a lot of understanding, and just generally a lot of willingness to assist because they know some people are there for the very first time. Okay, that was a lot of information. So if you didn't quite catch it, you can rewatch the video. Alternatively, you can also just ask questions that you may have in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you in the next one. Bye.